All right, NFL Week 7 is here, and you're going to hear a million different predictions, right? All the hot takes, all the noise. Well, we're going to cut right through all of that. We're digging into the data to find the 3 key factors that are actually going to decide these games. Let's do this. So, you look at a week like this, and it's just chaos, right? How in the world do you figure out what's really going to happen? It feels like a total coin flip. But it's not. There are patterns, there are signals hidden in all that noise. And our job today, we're going to find them. And here's the secret for this week. It really comes down to just 3 things. 3 hidden leverage points. We're talking about an external force, an internal crisis, and a decisive battle. And if you understand these 3, believe me, the whole week starts to look a lot less random.
Okay, let's jump into our first one, the external force. And really, we're talking about the weather games. Look, most weeks, weather is just, it's just weather. A little rain, a little wind, no big deal. But this week, oh man, for a few of these games, the weather isn't just a factor, it's maybe the most important player on the field.
So what's with the 93%? Well, that's the chance of steady rain in Cleveland for the Dolphins-Browns game. And listen, we're not talking about a little drizzle here. This is game-changing, strategy-altering rain. The kind of stuff that just throws a team's entire game plan right out the window. And you can see right here how that plays out. That 93% chance of rain in Cleveland, it is an absolute nightmare for a team like the Miami Dolphins, who live and die by their speed and their passing game. You can't do that in a downpour. It completely grounds their high-flying offense and plays right into the hands of the Browns' defense and run game. And it's basically the same story in Nashville and Chicago. The rain acts as a great equalizer, slowing things down and giving a huge advantage to teams built for a ground-and-pound defensive slugfest. All right, so from the outside elements, let's go inside the locker room. Factor 2, the internal crisis. We're talking about the attrition games. Look, injuries happen every single week. It's just part of football. But sometimes you get a cluster of injuries to just the right players that it's no longer just an injury report. It's a full-blown crisis. I mean, just look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On paper, they are the #1 team in the league, a powerhouse, right? But here's the problem. Their top 4, not 1, not 2, but 4 wide receivers are hurt. We're talking Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, the whole crew. That just completely guts their biggest strength. It forces them to totally abandon what makes them so dangerous. Okay, now let's talk about the Jets. This number, 32, yeah, that's their offensive ranking. Dead last. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and their offense is the worst one. You'd think, well, it can't possibly get any worse than that, right? Wrong. It just did. Because now they're playing without Garrett Wilson. He's not just a star player, he is their only real offensive weapon. So for an offense that's already the worst in the league, losing your one bright spot, that's not a setback. That is absolutely catastrophic. It pretty much makes them non-functional against the Panthers this week. And this isn't just about the Bucs and the Jets. The list goes on. The Rams offense just sputtered and died the second Puka Nacua got hurt, and now he's out. The Raiders, they're missing their starting left tackle, Colton Miller, which is, and I'm quoting here, a critical failure point against a pass rush like the Chiefs. Then you've got Alvin Kamara for the Saints, who's limited. That's a huge problem when you know you're going to have to run the ball in the Chicago rain. So you see the pattern here? These aren't just names on a list. These are game-losing situations just waiting to happen. Okay, on to our third and final factor, the decisive battle. These are the mismatch games. We're talking about what happens in the trenches. You know, that gritty, nasty fight between the offensive and defensive lines, where games are really won and lost, long before the quarterback even throws the ball. Check out this quote about as perfect of a setup for a team defense as there is. Now, you almost never hear analysts talk in absolutes like that. So when they say it's perfect for the Denver Broncos defense, you have to ask, what could possibly make it so perfect? Well, the numbers here tell you everything you need to know. The Broncos have the #1 pass rush in the entire league, 30 sacks already. And who are they facing? The New York Giants and the rookie QB Jackson Dart, who's been getting crushed, taking sacks, throwing picks, fumbling the ball. I mean, this is more than just a mismatch. This is a lion being released into a cage with a gazelle. You know exactly what's going to happen. So if the Broncos-Giants game is the ultimate defensive mismatch, then Colts-Chargers is its evil twin on the offensive side. It's just as lopsided. You've got the Indianapolis Colts, who have one of the best run-blocking O-lines in football, and they're going up against a Chargers defense that statistically is just awful against the run. This is like finding the one unlocked door in the entire fortress. The Colts are going to run through it all day long.
All right, so we've covered the external force, the weather, the internal crisis, those key injuries, and the decisive battle, the big mismatches. So what happens when we put it all together? Well, we get our final takeaway, a Week 7 confidence index that shows us where the smart money should be. And here it is. These are the games where the data points most strongly to one winner. And look, there's no magic here. Each one is a direct result of the factors we just talked about. The Colts and Chiefs, massive advantages in the trenches. The Broncos, that perfect defensive mismatch against a rookie QB. The Panthers, they're facing a team with a catastrophically broken offense. And the Browns, they get a huge boost from Mother Nature herself. This is how you find that signal in all the chaos.
So there you have it. The data gives us a pretty clear roadmap for Week 7, pointing us to the winners based on weather, injuries, and mismatches. The numbers tell a story of what should happen, but you and I both know this is the NFL. Anything can happen. So the big question now is, which one of these games is going to defy the odds? That's the beauty of it, and that's what we'll all be watching for on Sunday.